What's that mean?
I don't know. But now we're at 60. Let me go
Oh, so
live
it's
on
like,
Instagram real quick.
is it? But like, I still don't see it like on our.
We should be live now.
We are.
We are?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
What's that mean? I don't know.
Are you getting any feedback or anything?
Nope.
Okay, let me go live on Instagram real quick. Checking connection. Oh, I probably need to turn off my Wi-Fi for this. My Wi-Fi usually sucks on live streams. And
5 people are watching. Six are in. Get in the
no
chat.
doubt.
Get in the chat. 6 are in.
Delete. Okay, bear with me real quick as I set this up,
Yo,
guys.
Jay and Pierce is in here too. Let's go, guys. We're gonna get going. We haven't live streamed in so long.
It's been a while.
Bear with us, gentlemen
Okay.
and ladies, if we're in.
Let me pin this comment on Instagram live feed real quick.
We're trying to let people know, guys, that we're doing it. We're so pumped. We just recorded an episode, and like I said, we're fired up about it. If you guys can leave, if you can hear and understand us, if you can leave in the chat, one of Jay, Pierce, if you guys can hear us, just let us know, please.
Yes, let us know.
I know that.
Podcast. YouTube.
Oh, Aaron's got a Sierra Nevada. Sierra Nevada is my gateway.
I have one in the fridge right now.
If you guys know, we've been filming podcasts, so we've each had a cocktail or two. Audio sounds great. Thanks, Pierce.
Good. Okay, Instagram live feed is set up. Real quick, guys watching on Instagram, Brad and I are live on the Average Money Podcast YouTube channel. Come over, join in the live chat, ask us a question. You guys can leave a couple questions down here in the Instagram live feed, or I'll try to get to them, but we're going to be focusing more on YouTube right now.
I got the chat up as well, and JJ, we got a bunch of people, man.
Good.
So excited, guys, and thank you so much. We know that a lot of the people that are going to be tuning in and asking a couple questions are mostly the people that already subscribe and follow us. So I guess first and foremost, I'll speak for you, JJ. Super thankful. I mean, we are two of the most blessed dudes around right now when it comes to the opportunities that have been awarded to us. And man, I'm living the dream. And I'm so lucky to have you. You know, people need to know that I've been asking you we talked about this on the podcast. I've been asking you to do this for so long.
It's been a long, how do they say that? Like a work in the making or something like that.
A long
time coming. That's probably better than what I was thinking of. But yeah, I mean, dude, like, well, when you asked me, I still had my full-time job, and that thing was super stressful as hell. So I was excited to be able to take on this journey once I did get a little bit more free time. Right. And so I'm stoked, man. I mean, to be honest, like, so you guys don't see like behind the scenes or anything. When Brad and I get ready to start a podcast, like we maybe spend like 5 minutes just like, all right, we're going to touch on this. We're going to make sure we hit that. We'll jot down a couple notes and then we hit the record button and then it's just all lights out. We have no idea how the hell everything's going to work out, but it always seems to end up being such a good conversation.
And that's not discrediting ourselves. It's not like we're not doing our research, but it's really, we're speaking genuinely from the heart.
Right.
I think tonight before we started our episode, and we don't want to give too much away what we just recorded, but we're sitting around and we're like, well, what about this? And what about this? And what about this? And then we're like, F it, man. We're overthinking this. Let's just press record because the podcast really was built upon our conversations that we were having. And we mentioned this in the first episode. Right. Our wives finally being like, there needs to be something on the wall. Like people need to hear this because my wife is sitting in the other room. She's like, what the hell were you guys in there talking about?
So looks like we got a couple questions here.
Good. Bring them in, guys. Please, if you're in here, ask questions. We want this to be generated and motivated. We talk to each other enough. We know people have reached out to us and been asking us questions about the podcast, about future episodes, about us in general, because there's some people that know me that don't know JJ, vice versa. And, so please get definitely on the YouTube channel, get in there and start asking us questions, and we'll try and moderate them and get to as many of them as possible. And if there, a lot of questions come in, just ask it again. Like, don't troll it. don't ask a bunch, but definitely keep asking. Which one you got, JJ? I'll line up the next one.
So Aaron says, knowing what you guys know now, would you still go to engineering school or do something different? Oh, that's honestly, like, that's a tough one for me, because a lot of people may not know this about me, but okay, Aaron, before I get too in depth on this, I want you to understand what I'm going to say is applying to me as a person. He's
an engineer, so you can speak frank with him.
Yeah, right. And I'm not giving a general overview here. I'm giving of what my thoughts are. I just want to, because this is a huge life decision. Like, going to school to be an engineer and not, like, that's something that's pretty big and can have a big effect on someone's life. Right. So first and foremost, I have to say this. I would not be where I am today if I didn't go to engineering school. Plain and simple. Did I enjoy the route as much as I could have? Could there have been many different avenues I could have went down to maybe enjoy my life during those times? Yes, 100%. But I feel like that's anything in life. So if I were to do it all over again, to get to where I am today, I wouldn't change a damn thing. I would not change anything. I would go to engineering school because of that. I met my wife, and I now have my kids, and that got me interested in finance because of my student loans. That in return started me on YouTube, and then YouTube led me to this podcast, and now I'm sitting here talking to you beautiful people, all because I went to engineering school. But with that being said, I do think there are quicker routes to go around just doing engineering school, because I'll be honest with you guys, engineering school is freaking tough. It's hard. It's very hard. So I would say, honestly, if I were to do it over again, Aaron said, and he says he's a civil engineer too. So that's what I was.
One of my bosses in the Patreon.
There you go.
Greatest beard in the icon game right now.
So, yeah, I mean, basically, I would say there's other routes you could go down, like a trade school and start getting paid right away. And then, like, if I was in the same mindset that I was, which I wouldn't have been. So again, this is me saying this now at 29 years old. 18-year-old JJ making a $40,000 salary as a electrician or whatever the hell I'd go to be, I probably wouldn't be having the same thoughts. Again, that's why I want to say, and I want to capitalize on, is why I think I'm where I'm at for a certain reason. Yeah. Let me lower my audio here real quick.
For me, it's simple. Like, my answer is yes, because I went to engineering school because I loved it. And I love the topic, and it wasn't going to school for me. It was learning. And I'm like, sounds super cliche as a school teacher. I'm like a lifelong learner type. So I am glad that I went to school for engineering. I actually ended up switching to physics. I think where they say physics majors are engineers, I couldn't make it. So, I mean, I started as a mechanical engineer, and I had to default and major in physics instead. But I loved going to school for it, and I wouldn't take it back. And if we're talking university talk, I don't regret going to school, even for the networking, and I definitely don't have any regrets in life. So if I can go back and do it again, if I can go back and do anything in my life, even with the hardships and even with the ups and the downs, I don't think I'd go back and change my life at all, because sounds super cliche, but I'm a freaking weirdo, and I like the weirdo that I am. And
yeah, I mean, that's kind of why I said that's where I go back. I'm glad everything happened the way it did, because I'm where I am now, and I'm the most happiest I've ever been in my life. Yeah. But with that, I do want to also say I didn't like engineering school. Like, I did it just to get through it, and I knew I was going to have a secure job. But the whole time I was going through it, I hated it. There were some classes I enjoyed, and I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. But then even when I got out of school, dude, I was like, F this, I can't do it. And then that's what led me into becoming a project manager in the construction industry. But looks like we got a few more on here.
You got a Hylion question. You hit that Hylion question, because that's all you, bro.
Yep. So Hylion, I haven't, for reference, I haven't sold any shares. I know we've had a 13 or 12% drop today. I mean, it's part of it. Like, they shot up. The merger happened. So now that the merger is complete, a lot of the hype is over. And now it comes into the process of you just have to sit on your shares and hold them. Because You were going to have to wait and see what happens in 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, and see if they even hit some of those benchmarks that they had set for revenue. The 400 billion or 400 million, 800 million, and like 1.5 billion. You know, they had benchmarks set up. I talked about it in one of my videos. So now it's just kind of like a waiting process. And that's kind of what I stated in all my videos is we're going to have to wait and see what happens. If Hyliion drops, then we'll just keep, I'll just keep holding and I'll buy, average down a little bit. Obviously making sure I'm watching everything that's going on. I don't want something like Nikola popping up on Hyliion, then I'll sell my shares. But no, I'm excited for this company. Now with that, I'm going to do a quick teaser here. There is a stock that I was looking at today. The Discord chat knows about it. And I actually purchased it. And it's another SPAC company. I'm not going to say it here because I'm out of a video maybe coming out tomorrow about it.
Yo, stop pumping out so much videos. You quit your job and now you're like meet Kevin posting videos every freaking day.
Here's the thing though, dude. Like, okay, think about what my life
is
is like.
Like me look bad. I can't even get up to it.
You still have a full-time job and kids and a family and everything. I'm up here during the day. I'm like, okay, what am I going to talk about today? No, I mean that's a good thing about being full-time is I have that time to do that now. So I would be like, if I would have been working at my day job anyways, why not make another video? So
right on.
And I love to do it. I mean, it's just so much fun to put a video together, and you know how it feels when you press that publish. Oh, dude, it's a good feeling.
Somebody asked about Bitcoin. I can answer that quick. I never got into it. I don't have a good opinion, bad opinion. I'm a firm like cliche. If you don't know anything about it, don't invest in it. I don't know anything about it, so I've never really touched upon the Bitcoin. If I had to give like my opinion on it, there's so many great investments. There's even riskier, like risk versus reward investments that are still better. I'm old and I'm a index fund guy through and through to start, and then dabbling in the art of the dividend portfolio. But I think if I have to talk about Bitcoin, it's just I'm just like too old for that. It'd be like me starting to play Halo. It'd be weird.
I actually own a very small amount of Bitcoin. I'm kind of one of those guys that's like I'd rather own a little bit of it just in case it does happen to be like, the future currency of the time or whatever. I think the technology's there, man. I could see it. I could see it happening. I mean, it's just one of those things of like a what if.
I'm not against it.
Yeah, no, I get that. And like
by the time it takes off, I'm going to be dead by the time it takes off.
Yeah, you are pretty old.
I'm getting ready to start investing in bonds. Like,
by
the time Bitcoin becomes the natural currency, which I'm not saying it's not going to be, I mean that.
Yeah, I mean it may not, but I do like Bitcoin. I don't own much of it. I would much rather own like an actual like income producing asset, like a stock, a business. But I'm not opposed to owning a very small percentage of something like that in your portfolio. Same thing goes with like these speculative stocks I'm buying. Hyliion, this other SPAC company I just purchased. They're all speculative investments. I mean, it's just like buying Bitcoin. They're not making much. They're not making damn near any money. It's all like a what if.
Right. Yeah. No. What do you got? I got some more. Do you see any more up there? Kyle said, "I'm a college student. I feel comfortable investing around 5K. Should do options trading on volatile stocks or short selling?"
Man, I would say, what's your how much?
There's so many factors, JJ.
Like how much? I guess my question is like, how comfortable are you in the market? Like if you're pretty comfortable with your stocks, you know what you're getting into, you really have a decent understanding of like how the market works.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would say, yeah. I mean, if you want to do a little bit, but here's the thing, like. If you're doing options trading, I don't recommend buying options. I don't recommend buying calls or buying puts. I talked about it in one of my videos.
Write them all day.
And I would be the guy who writes the contracts. But with that, you do have to have a little bit of capital up front. So. And
hey,
Brad,
thanks for the kind words, Payne. I'm reading your comment too. The wheel seems like such a good strategy. Why not use majority of funds on Robinhood and do this instead of holding? Harrison, there's a very good part of me, and I talk about this every day with my Discord members, that there's and every day the percentage of me creeps up and up more and more. Last month I had my best month in premiums and exceeded 600 and something dollars. And Aaron's, if he's still in here, we had a discussion about this. So you don't even notice it because it's $10 here, $5 here, $20 here, $15 here. You get a good 130. And then you look at the end of the month and you're like, oh my God. And every single month it keeps going up and up and up with the same stocks. I'm only doing it with 3 stocks and I'm making $600 a month. So there's a very large part of me that has the 22 stock dividend portfolio. And I kind of want to sell some stuff off, not because I don't believe in those companies, not because I'm not going to have them every day, but because as I'm learning more and more about how the wheel strategy is almost too good to be true if you do it responsibly and not greedy, there's a large part of me that wants to get rid of stuff. And actually last week, Pfizer's my next stock to hit 100. Last week, I sold off some pretty nice dividend stocks that I can't wait to hold again one day. I sold them off to build Pfizer. Go ahead, JJ.
I want to interrupt you on that, though. I feel like you need to state that you're doing this on top of maxing out your retirement accounts, having another brokerage account set up. Like, that's kind of something I wanted to pinpoint to, who was it, Kyle, that asked that?
Yes.
Like, I really think like a Roth IRA, you need to be having maxed out before you even think about trading options.
I think I did this. I don't know if the video was last week or 2 weeks ago where I did a video and it was pretty much like, because my channel's had a lot of success on options trading and the dividend portfolio. And I'm blessed for that. I love spreading that message, but every once in a while I have to sprinkle in that I was once baby steps bred. Before I even open, I have a video that says I will not open a brokerage account until the following is met. Now, granted, that following got met, and that following was my IRA is maxed out. I have 2 tax-deferred accounts, so that's 19.5 in each, a 403b and a 457, or Roth, before I even thought about ever buying a dividend stock. So you're right. This is, I don't want to say play money because that sounds so effing like lame, but money. It's my dividend portfolio, and money is different to different people.
Yeah.
But my dividend portfolio and what I'm trading options and doing the wheel with is kind of like if I went to a bachelor party with my boys in Vegas and I was like, I'm going to bring $1,000. If I come home with 10,000, sweet. If I come home with $0 and a story,
I had
sweet.
fun. Yep.
And I think that, and that's one of the hard things. And JJ, I'm not speaking for you, but I think you can agree. One of the hard things about talking about money on this channel, and one thing that we had with the episode today with Nate O'Brien that got released yesterday, was that we're talking about money, and if people don't know the full backstory, it can be very, very, very tough to understand. So I'm glad that you reiterated the fact that at through and through, me and you are boring investors.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like, we are index first and foremost. I think we're both just boring old index fund investors. And then after that, we kind of like, because like my Roth and like my retirement accounts are 100% index funds. Yeah. And then I have some brokerage accounts and then Robinhood and whatnot that I showcase on the channel. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to, I really wanted to get that point across to Kyle though, because it says he is a college student.
Yeah.
I just want to say, be careful, make sure I would much rather see Kyle invest in a Roth IRA. Then
Kyle's in one of those rare positions, and I like to relate sports to things. You can't win the game in the first quarter, but you can sure as hell lose it.
Ooh, that's deep. I like that.
And I think, it's true. Not to get all quotey on you, but it's so true. And I think investing is like that. You can get the cart before the horse quickly. And we have a discussion today with a couple people. And I got this young blood, and he's doing awesome, and he's got a little bit of credit card debt, and he's excited to get in. And he's like, I want to get in. And I'm like, pay a few days. Like, I got that 0% interest. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, all right, 0% interest until June. Like, shouldn't I be investing at 0% interest on this credit card? It's got a small amount. I'm like, it's got a small amount to pay it off. And he's like, well, what about the 0%? I said, do you know how many people last January and February were hyping about how much they had 0% interest in June? And they were going to pay it off in June. And then the pandemic hit and they lost their job. And the investments that they made instead of paying off debt dropped to 30 and still haven't recovered yet. And then that 0% interest rate went away. And now it's 25%. And you don't have a job. Like, pay off the debt. So there's the things that aren't really like that cool to talk about at parties are the foundation, I think, of Average Money, the Average Money podcast. We see Dollar Blazing there. Dollar Blazing, I'm not going to plug you too hard, but we shouted you out in the episode we just recorded. So make sure you listen to episode. What was it? We
I
just
think
did
it's 5. I think it's 5.
Yeah, Jess, you got that. You got that. Thank you so much, Jess, for leaving a review. And one thing I want to mention, JJ, I totally forgot to mention in the podcast, we have to remember to mention next time, is that not every platform allows you to leave a review. So many people have reached out to me, maybe reached out to you like, I'm trying to leave a review on Spotify.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's not working, blah, blah, blah. And
I do need to reiterate that, like on the Apple podcast, maybe.
Apple, I think, is the only one.
Okay.
And it looks like we got seven thumbs up. I don't know how many people are in here, but we got 7 thumbs up. Thank you so much, guys. You got any questions? Yeah, what can we answer next? Oh, it looks like I'm falling behind in the chat. The good old live stream days from back in 2019 when I'd be an hour behind in the comments.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Me too.
People would finally be like, I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah, you're never gonna answer my question. Well, let's try and zoom through them real quick.
Yeah, let's fire through some of these for speed round.
Okay, real quick. Shout out to Peyton for the kind words. I appreciate that. Looks like you got to the wheel strategy question. Any thoughts on studying information tech or computer science at 28? Computer science I know is huge. It's a very I
responded to him in the chat.
Oh, did you? Okay, cool.
Yeah, do it.
Cornelius says Lordstown with like the little looking emoji. That's not what I purchased. This spec I purchased, like literally I have never.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
I'm not. But there's literally I haven't seen anyone talk about this yet. On any like.
This is even more secret than your Yeti video. Was it that thumbnail was like this? See, to you it was like this. To me it was like this.
And you probably text me about it too, like, what the hell are you doing, bud? Okay,
no
let's
words
see.
in your thumbnail? You're a crazy person.
I'm telling you, it works, man. So looks like we got like an economics question.
Good.
I'm not an economist by any means. I'm not big on like microeconomics.
Come at me, Jay. What do you got, Jay? What do you got?
It says, I'm curious on your thoughts on inflation. The CPI says around 2%, but according to other economists, say 8 to 10%. Any thoughts?
My thoughts are, it's getting to the point now where it's almost like a political issue where.
Yeah.
If you saw The Social Dilemma, which is a Netflix documentary, one of the things they mentioned in there, which I think is overwhelmingly true, is something that we don't always realize. I think one of the major struggles in all of our lives right now is the fact that we don't know what's true. There's no way to fact check. There's no way to believe anybody. Everything that's put in front of us is put in front of us because of an algorithm on what we clicked on and what we liked before. So to be honest, Jay, I don't know. And I'm not smart enough to know. All I'm smart enough to know is that I continue to do my own research. I continue to look at what's in front of me and not so much what I read. It used to be, you can live it, experience it. But even my grandmother always said, don't believe everything you read. And I think that's more the case now than ever.
Yeah, I think
so.
That's good.
What economists are and it may be like I'm paranoid and it's the conspiracy theorist in me, but like economists, like what does that mean to me? I don't know what that means to me, and I don't know what motivates them and drives them. But what I do know is, regardless of all that, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, there's going to be good times, there's going to be bad times. As long as we stay consistent, we stay positive, we work really hard, and we be kind to other people, we're going to be good.
Yeah, I would, on a more, I guess, kind of a technical level, I would say I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of hyperinflation, especially if we see another stimulus come out. I mean, there's gonna have to be something. Our country is gonna be so much in debt that inflation's almost gonna have to be increased. I mean, it's just like, I know it's kind of a given thing, but I could see it being higher than the 2%, easy. Again, these are my opinions. I'm speculating on that. I don't have any real facts to back that up. Mainly just my thoughts and how much debt we've put into the market and how much money we've printed this year just for the stimulus and the name that cannot be named, the illness that's going on. I really could possibly see some hyperinflation happen over the coming years. Again, I'm no economist.
No.
I don't read much on that at all.
Speed round, JJ. Wrap it up.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. No, that's it. I mean, I've said what I have to say.
Another question.
Yeah. Sorry, Jay. You can DM me if you want to talk more about it because I love it. Oh, Kimberly asked you, when are the beer glasses dropping? The ones
Ooh.
that, for the record, Brad hates.
Yeah. Well, I got the other. Well, you hate both of them, don't you? I got
Well,
two.
I hate shaker glasses and I hate
Yeah.
beer
So you
can
hate both
glasses.
of them.
Yeah.
So you can suck it. The beer glasses and all the other new merch, which I've really been wanting to wear the new T-shirts on the videos, but I'm like I have to wait. Everything should be live, like October 13th, 14th, maybe like the 15th. I don't know what day that is. It's whenever I release a video. That's when I'm gonna. Let's see. I got the 13th. I'm gonna maybe guess either the 16th, which is a Friday, or it'll be the 19th, which is a Monday. So one of those 2 days, I will have everything live. The Shopify store will be open, and you guys can get the new beer glasses and their shirts. I even got koozie cups now. I mean, I'm all stocked up, ready to go.
Emilio called me a dirtbag. He said I suck.
Well, you do kind of suck.
What are your thoughts on chasing dividends? For example, I don't chase yield. Do you chase yield? Because we're doing
No.
lightning round. I don't chase yield.
Nope, not at all. I look into the
Thoughts?
company, not the dividend.
Josh asked a question I asked you the other day. Thoughts on real estate investing or putting that money into a high yielding REIT? I think I said to you the other day, JJ, if I got $100,000 to put down on a house, or I got $100,000 to put in realty income, like talk me out of and you did.
Yeah.
So tell me. So reiterate quickly to Josh why you are real estate as opposed to REIT.
Yeah, I'm always going to be real estate first. My first thing is, though, Josh, if you don't want to be a real estate investor, don't invest in it. Like, if you don't want to do the work, I would say do not invest in real estate. Like, if you just want to be as passive as possible, then throw it in a REIT. There ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't think you're going to get the highest return through a REIT by any means. Go look at the 5-year chart on O. I don't know what it is, Brad, if you can pull it up maybe while I'm talking. So for a couple examples, and again, guys, for those of you that don't know, I'm a big real estate guy. I love real estate. I think it's the fastest way to financial freedom. So the first thing is you can buy a deal with cash flow. And if you have $100K, you could buy a house in cash for Kansas City that's going to cash flow, I bet you, $700 a month, give or take. Could be a little more, could be a little less. I know this because that's what my property I purchased was right around $90,000. So let's say you paid $90,000, you got 10 extra grand in the bank, you can go throw that 10 grand in a REIT, whatever you want to do. So cash flow, appreciation, you're going to gain a lot more appreciation on this house over the years. You're also going to have a hard asset. That's something that you can do. You can fix up, you can add the paint, you have control over it. To where these REITs, you have no control over these REITs and what these guys do. These are guys with suits in a high-rise building in New York City that you have no control over. They're making the decision to what to do with your money. Whenever you go buy a physical piece of asset of a property, you have control of that asset. You can be the one to decide what you want to do with that. So those are just some of the real quick reasons why I love real estate over REITs. But I like REITs too. I'm not saying I don't like them, but I like real estate more than REITs.
Peyton asked, do you guys have a podcast schedule in mind, or are you guys going with the flow for now? Well,
every Monday.
We're definitely going to release every Monday.
Yeah.
We are a little bit ahead,
so
we can at least guarantee the next couple weeks.
JJ's
coming to New York.
I am.
Jay's coming to New York, so we're going to try and bang out a bunch of weeks worth of episodes.
It's going to be fun.
And we're going to be posting on our particular platforms, getting questions for some episodes that we have in mind. But as far as content, JJ, I think we're trying to start at the beginning.
Yeah.
But tonight's episode wasn't exactly something we knew in the beginning, but it was something that we wish we knew in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we have kind of a structure as far as the timeline of if we could go back and do it perfectly. Right?
Yeah.
Is that fair?
No, it is. I think also too, as the podcast grows and if it does become successful, that maybe we could spend a little bit more time on it. Then that may be something where on a Friday, maybe we have a special episode. Yeah. And maybe it's not a full length episode. Maybe it's 20 minutes of us chatting about whatever we want to. Maybe it's a news related or something and different.
Guests and stuff. Guests are kind of just coming up as they come. We have a lot of awesome friendships that we've made, and We're going to try and get guests here and there. It's hard, man. Between JJ and I both having 2 kids and wives and families and jobs and stuff, and then trying to align with somebody else that has the same, guests we're going to try and pop up, but we want to also make sure that those guests have extreme value for you guys as well. Aaron asks, are your kids dressing up for Halloween, and what are they dressing up as? I'll tell you this. I know off the top of my head. So last year, my daughter was Baby Shark. She'll be 3. And we kept the costume around because we're frugal. And she dug it out last week, and it was too big on her last year. So she put it on. She's like, I want to be Baby Shark. So everyone's like, no, you can't be Baby Shark again. But my wife and I are like, if you want to be Baby Shark, be Baby Shark. But here's the kicker. My son, he just turned 1 in mid-September, September 18th. We got him baptized last week. My in-laws got him like this sweet white suit for baptism. Sweet. He's going to be a priest. We're putting him right back. We're putting him right back in that thing, and he's going to daycare.
I love
as
it.
A priest. Are you kids dressing up?
Yes.
What do you get, million?
So
are you the Buckners are definitely like family. You guys are doing the whole like family theme with you and your wife. I bet.
We're trying.
Scream family theme.
We're trying to pair Lindsay, or we're trying to pair Mason and Millie. Okay. My first idea was Mason loves trolls, so I said he could be Branch, and
you should come to my YouTube channel.
Huh? I don't get it.
The comments section.
Oh, I got it. Oh, troll.
I got plenty of trolls.
I got you.
I got plenty of trolls.
No, Mason.
Sorry, bad dad joke. Sorry.
Yeah, it was kind of bad. Mason wanted to be Branch, and then we were gonna have Millie be Poppy. I think that's what her name is. But then it was funny. I can't find the question. Where are we at in the chat? But I went downstairs right after we filmed our podcast, and I was like, hey, we're gonna go live on the Instagram or on the YouTube channel real quick. Mason was talking to Lindsay about their costumes, and they were looking on Amazon. And I told Mason, I was like, Mason, I know what you can be, bud, and this would fit you perfect right now at the 3-year-old you are. I said, you need to be a turd. It needs to be the turd emoji. That fits that boy perfect because he is a freaking turd.
All right, wait for Halloween because I see one that I know we have very opposite opinions.
Ooh.
529s go.
Okay. Well, I don't know what your opinion on this is, but
well, I know what yours is.
Well, you might not.
Checkmate. No, I do.
Okay. So
we've spoke about it before.
Yes. So I have 529 plans for both of my children. So here's the thing. Mason has a decent amount in his 529 plan to where if I didn't put any money into it until he turned 18, it's going to grow to be a decent amount. Millie's I just opened up with an initial investment of like $3,500. So again, there's that initial money in there. I'll add a little bit money from birthdays and whatnot and my own. But now with Mason, what I do is I don't really fund his 529 plan anymore. What I do is I actually opened him up a custodial account, and he has his own custodial account open up through Vanguard, and him and I buy stocks through that account. Now, he's too young to really understand, but I guarantee you if he asks that kid, say, hey, Mason, which stocks do you own? He'll tell you, I own Disney, McDonald's, and Caterpillar. He can name them off perfectly. So those are my thoughts on 529 plans. I initially invest in them. I get them built up to an amount I like, and then I open them up custodial accounts because they can do whatever they want with that to where 529s are kind of limited.
I am against them 100%. I think they're a scam. And not in their potential, but because when I look at the big picture now, knowing what I know, I feel like if we as parents grow our net worth, here's the major thing that I dislike. I hate people. I don't hate people. I disagree. I disagree with when people have savings accounts for college for their kids and they're in debt and they don't have their own financial situation set up.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I will say because I've had this debate with people, and one of the great things about a 529 is that people outside of the family can invest into the 529. So in-laws and things like that, aunts, uncles. For me as a parent, I'm like, I want to grow my net worth so that I can give my kids everything that they need and deserve in life. Not everything that they want, but everything they need. And I want to be there. Like, why is college the thing we have to put a fancy name and a title on a savings account for? Like, I ask people all the time that want to debate this with me. Do you have a fund for their wedding? Do you have a fund for their first car? Do you have a fund for their, anything? Do you have a fund for their prom? Do you have a fund for their sweet 16? Do you have a fund? Like, no. All we do is we say, okay, I'm going to get my own situation. Okay,
That's what their custodial account is.
maybe you do, but
Right.
for me, but that's outside of the 529.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So for me, I'm like, if I grow my net worth to a certain spot and I do the right things for me, if I do what's best for me as a parent, I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
what's best for my children as well. And if I just don't like the limitations of the 529, and if you start them on day one, like you said, they can grow. But if you're starting them when they're 6, 7, when you're learning,
Mm-hmm.
that's what 10 years when they go to school.
Yeah.
I just feel like if you do the right things and you invest properly and you save money and you avoid debt, then paying for college for your kids is not, you don't need a 529. Now, granted, if you have issues where you want family members, for me, my father-in-law says, hey, can you put this into Brody's college fund? He knows how I am with money. He knows I'm going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I personally am against them. Speed around, I'm against it. The next question I see, Dave Ramsey, good plan to start as far as investing. I'll start quick because I can be quick. Love Dave Ramsey. I give him full credit for getting me out of debt, opening my eyes, but also closing my eyes to some things, which is why I continue to have a YouTube channel and continue to talk against some of his theories as well. But if I ever saw the man, I'd give him a hug. I'd shake him on the hand, ask him what bourbon he's drinking. I know he's a bourbon guy. And I would say, thank you very much for changing my life for the better.
Mm-hmm.
And then if he said, but I heard you have credit cards, I'd say, well, the community that I'm a part of also gave me advice that opened my eyes up to other things and made me more open-minded. And I appreciate what you've done for me, Dave, but I do things a little different than your method. And also, too, he's a brand. He's got to follow certain things. But if you're in debt, you should read The Total Money Makeover. Simple as that. Yep.
Yes.
And what's up, Mrs. S, by the way? I remember she was my first super chat on my other channel.
I think I was there when that happened.
I'll never forget it.
There's something I was going to say about Dave Ramsey. Oh, that's how Brad and I both got started. And like our passion for finance was we found it through Dave Ramsey. So I mean we disagree with him on a lot right now because we kind of grown our knowledge in the investing space or in the finance space. And Brad kind of said he has a brand he has to stick to. And you also got to think too, like Dave Ramsey reaches out to the average typical person.
Majority.
Yeah, like to where like me and you are more on like I think more of a technical level. Like a lot of our viewers are a little bit maybe more advanced than the viewers listening to Dave
He's
Ramsey.
high school or university.
Yeah, I feel like I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where you're at in the chat, man, so I'm kind of just letting you roll with it.
Okay, I got it. Pierce, I'm from Long Island.
Long Island.
And I got this when I was living in Arizona. Dollar Blazing, you're still here. I was living in Arizona. I was feeling homesick. I had a couple cocktails, maybe some tequila, and I went and got a Long Island tattoo. And then I moved back to New York, and everyone's like, just like Mom said, you get dumb tattoos. Thumbnail game. Jay Barrow said thumbnail game is strong. I'm not sure if he's talking about this, your channel, my channel, whatever.
Not mine, probably.
Don said, what days are you dropping episodes? Every Monday morning at 5 a.m. Eastern. Didn't realize. Okay. Dumb personal finance question, but how many credit cards is too many? Were you listening? Are you down here, Andrew? Andrew, thank you so much for having me as a guest on your podcast. If anybody's in here, Andrew Lopez Finance. He has a great podcast as well, and it was an honor to be on his show. JJ, I think you were on his show before me. I think before me. I don't think you're gonna have too many as long as you can manage them appropriately. JJ, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. It's funny you asked that. We literally just talked about that today.
Ryan James, when can you guys do portfolio reveals? JJ, I can't speak for you, but on my Patreon Discord chat, I literally take a screenshot of my portfolio and post it when the bell rings. And then I take a screenshot of my I take a screenshot of my portfolio when the bell goes out. And that's kind of where I do. And that's mostly to protect myself and my family. I know the people inside my Discord, we both have Patreon pages. And I don't know, JJ, if you get this, but I think there's a misconception about why we have a Patreon page. And I think it's to really let people know that we want to thank them. And there's so many people. I started my Patreon page because people asked me to. And they were like, hey, I don't want to Venmo you money. Like I want to be able to talk to you. And how can we do that? And that's when I started it. And I think knowing now, I talk with JJ all the time. I'm not good at like talking money with people as far as like, thanks for the donation. And Patreon was really weird for me because I undervalued myself and I didn't understand that the value that I can bring. But I know that on my Discord, and I know JJ's as well, that you will earn your donation back in that time. And I love it. I really do. And I think my Patreons, I give them everything I can. And that's really where the portfolio goes. Starting my young, long story short, basket of goods. TLDR.
Hey, Brad, I wanted to touch on something on that real quick. I
Go,
had
man.
some questions coming out on Instagram asking who
Oh,
the
you did?
hell I'm
Okay,
talking
yeah.
to.
We get to there. I'm in a pretty good spot. I'm at to Jay. Do you guys property manage for real estate? Jay, I'll just answer that quick. He does use a property manager, and I don't have a buy and hold. I only flip right
Well,
now.
hang on. What were you talking about before? There was something I wanted to say.
What was the question right before that?
Yeah, like what did you just finish up talking about?
We did how many credit cards is too
No,
many,
not that.
and then I was talking about Patreon.
Oh, Patreon. Yeah. So, I mean, basically, it was the portfolio updates. So,
Yes.
I'm doing probably either one or two a month now is what I think I'm going to start doing.
Yeah, same for me.
But
Publicly,
then,
yes.
yeah, but then on like my Patreon Discord, like, I mean, they know every day what's in my portfolio. I keep them updated. And they also get the real-time updates of when I'm buying a stock. You know, I bought a stock today. It was that SPAC stock. They knew literally the second. So, that's and then for the reason why I started the Discord is because I wanted to have somewhere where like people ask us questions all the time and I just can't get to them and I hate that. But having this Discord has been amazing for people to come and just ask us questions whenever they want to. Go ahead.
I see Kelly from Freedom in a Budget.
Kelly, what's up?
She's a very good friend of mine. Awesome YouTube channel as well.
OG of the group.
She was somebody when I had 100 subscribers and she had 25,000. She was the first person to be like, "You're doing good, Brad. Anything I can do to help your channel, I'm gonna help you." So
I remember when Kelly commented on my video when I had pre 1,000 subscribers. I was probably like 400 or 500, and I thought I was like, holy shit, a celebrity commented on my YouTube video. I'm big now.
Yeah. No, and that's I think
she's awesome.
What we can take from that is now you have 70,000 subscribers and you're just a regular guy. We talked about this in the podcast with Nate. Like Nate is a regular guy and there's a little bit of Nate and you might have felt this in the episode that released yesterday. There's a part of him that almost wishes he didn't have 775,000 subscribers on YouTube. And it's been a blessing and a curse. And yeah, but Kelly's here. That's awesome so much. Thank you so much for coming, Kelly. What do you got? You got more questions? I'm still scrolling. I'm almost at the bottom. So if you guys have any more comments in the chat. Sophia said Long Island squad. Yep, Long Island. Definitely for life. Sophia, we still have to meet up for a beer, right?
Yeah, that's something I want to do. I tried to get a meetup set up a while
Sophia,
ago.
JJ's coming. Are you thinking you're going to come in October?
Yes.
So yeah, if you get out here, I mean, I think we're going to make it public when you're here.
Oh yeah, dude. What if we did a little meetup?
For that.
Could we do it at Dubco?
For that.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome.
For that. I mean, so here's the thing about Long Island is that unless to get to Long Island, you have to come through the city, which is really annoying. So even if you're like from Connecticut that you could swim to, it's still a 2-hour drive.
Oh, wow.
You know, the Long Island Sound gets really, really.
So would it be easier to do a meetup in the city then, or no?
I don't want to get political, but it depends on what time of day.
Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha. Okay.
No, dude, when you come here, the possibilities are endless.
Okay. No, we'll talk about it. Maybe that's something we'll do. Maybe we'll do a New York meetup for me and Brad. Somebody
asked where you live. You are south of St. Louis or north of St. Louis?
I'm south of St. Louis. I'm in a
St. Louis,
very small town in Missouri.
Love it.
Hey, my brother's on here.
Is he? The Marine?
Uh-oh. Yep, the Marine. I think I turned my Instagram live feed off. Whoops.
We'll get to him.
That's all right.
When are you getting J.L. Collins on the show? I actually have a relationship with J.L. Collins. We might be able to talk to him. His book, I'm looking at it right now, is the best in the game.
That'd be I feel like we need to build up to that, though. I feel like we're...
The Simple Path to Wealth. No, I'll call him tomorrow. You want him on? I get nervous. I get fanboy. You know me. I'm fanboy talking to you right now.
No, I think that'd be cool, man. Like, I just feel like we're so new. He's going to be like, who the hell are these guys? I'm surprised Nate even came on. Luckily, we know Nate, though. Like, we got a personal relationship with Nate, but like that's what's hard about being a new podcast is, you know, reach out to these people and like, hey, can we interview you? They're like, we've never heard of you before. I'm just gonna waste my time. No, dude, come on, please, come on. I don't know.
Please do it for me. It's the opposite for me. I'm like, so I got this podcast. My partner has 70,000 subscribers.
Oh my god, no. But on a podcast level, we are brand spanking new.
Boom. But that's a great thing too. I remember when I started the blog, and that's how I actually bumped into J.L. Collins through Scott Rickens, who wrote
Mm-hmm.
Playing with Fire, and Scott has become a very good friend of mine, and I can't wait to have him on. And then he kind of like introduced me to all these like famous like bloggers and authors, and I was like,
Wow.
my head was spinning. But yeah, no, dude, at the end of the day, we put our pants on just like everybody else. Don Johnson, yes, we do. We have a Twitter account, not very active. I think we're just kind of posting our videos right now. We'll get to it as it grows, but you can find us on Twitter at Average Money.
Sophia asked,
Take it easy, Jay.
Mondays, I'm just trying. I don't know if I'm getting ahead of you on the chat or not. You've been kind of taking
YouTube
over.
chat, I'm at the bottom.
Okay,
YouTube
so I'm
chat.
there.
YouTube chat is at the bottom. 17 likes, JJ. Look at this.
There
17 thumbs up.
And 33 viewers, man. I'm shocked. Where are we at on subscribers wise, by the way?
338.
Okay.
Why is that funny? Why is that funny?
I don't know, man. It's just funny.
I'm proud of all 330 of our 38.
No, I am too, but it's yep. And it's probably been over 30 minutes, hasn't it?
45.
Okay. So, hey, baby, I win. We can tell them now it's over.
I told JJ that we would get 50 subscribers if we went live. No, we didn't go live because we wanted subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
But we ended the episode. Full disclosure now, because we're gonna wrap this up. Maybe not, but full disclosure. We were like, let's go live. You know, we owe it to the people that have supported us. Let's just go live. Like, we have a couple minutes, and I was like, wow, could you imagine like if we got a couple subscribers from this? Like, do you think we can? And JJ's like, we'll get a couple subscribers, man. Definitely. Like that would be awesome. And I was like, let's do it. And he's like, how many do you think we'll get? I'm like, 500. He's like, bro, put the beer down. Put the beer down.
You drank a few too many tonight, Brad.
Let's be honest. And I said, all right, 200. And he's like, nope. So we played a little over-under game. What did we get to? What was the number that we came up with? 48?
48.
48.
That was over-under. I took the under. He took over, and
I always set the bar high.
I'm down with you, man, but there's just no way we would have got that. Not the size we are. There's no way. We would have had to have had some, and even with us posting it on communities.
What was our goal for downloads on the first podcast episode?
Now that you did kill me on. You did. The original goal was 100, wasn't it?
50.
No. You came out with a higher number, and I was like, oh, we need to back that down to like 50.
Yeah, because JJ and I are both all about setting goals. Like,
yes.
You have to set goals even at your comfort level.
Yeah.
Right. So I think I was like, F it, we're going 100. And you were like, come on, again. And he was yelling at me for overachieving. And I think we came up with 50 and we got like 240.
Yeah, dude, it was nuts, man. It was awesome. Like, honestly, the feedback we're getting from the podcast, I'm so excited to see where it goes. And like, we've talked about this before, but some of you may not have heard this. It's so different than creating a YouTube channel. Like,
it's so fun. If you want to start a podcast, please do it.
It's so much fun, except you're gonna kill yourself when you try to name it. That was so hard.
Unless you're doing it by yourself, because you just name it after yourself.
Yeah, that's true. You know,
like Kelly should just start the Kelly Ann Smith podcast.
Yep. Yeah, that'd be perfect. But no,
Kelly, happy anniversary, bro. Kelly, isn't it your anniversary today?
Oh wow, happy anniversary.
10 o'clock. Is Jamie better?
He's sleeping.
Kelly. Sorry to throw under the bus. Maybe it was yesterday. Maybe it was yesterday. I could be off. It could have been yesterday.
But no, the podcast has been amazing. It's been a lot of fun. We're having a blast.
Yeah.
Brad, you want to wrap this up, man?
Yeah, dude. I hope we can do this more. I think from the YouTube standpoint, as far as our main channels are concerned, it's kind of frowned upon. It's almost upsetting that live streams they're bad for the algorithm. For anybody listening that are still here, there is unfortunately a part of YouTube that we have to obey, and that's the algorithm. And they hate live streams. They do. They hate live streams.
Yeah.
And they hate live. So we used to go live a lot when we had smaller channels,
yeah.
But
it's a good way to build up initial views. It's a good way to build up watch time, because like obviously we're not monetized on this channel yet. So these are kind of some cool ways to be able to connect with you guys on a more personal level, but also help us out in the long run of having more watch time come in, get a few subscribers, less than 48. But I do want to quickly say Adam H says, good morning, guys. It's 4 a.m. in Europe. Working night shift and saw you were live. Keep killing it, guys. The two of you quickly became my favorite finance YouTubers. So glad that you branched out and collabing on the podcast.
Adam trying to make me cry before bed, bro.
Thanks, Adam. I appreciate that big time, brother.
Yeah,
that really, I love those though. I love getting those comments and messages. Those are my favorite.
We started reading reviews from Apple at the end of our podcast, and it's almost one of the you've been reading them, and it's one of like my favorite parts of the podcast at the end of the episode, because I'm not sure which ones you're going to pick, and B, because people really have nice things to say about people, and in a world where there can be so much negativity, it's so nice. I end my videos in a cliche way every single time of stay positive, work hard, be really kind to others. That's how I was raised, and those were the messages from my parents who are both gone, so that's why I say that. But it's so nice to hear it.
Yeah. Yep, my financial friends here. What's up, man? Thanks so much for joining in the chat. Dude, you're blowing up, dude.
Is he?
He's blowing up.
I mean, every time I watch one of his videos, he has jumped.
He's killing it. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, keep doing it, man. And then somebody asked, are we going to post the full podcast episodes? So if you look, we have
we just started doing it.
To be honest, so here's the method to the madness. There's no secret. I'm going to release I'm not saying we are going to release the full episodes 1 week behind. So, for example, yesterday on Monday, we released episode 3 on YouTube and episode 4 on the podcast streaming host. And the reason we want to do that, in full disclosure, we want to build our following on those particular streaming platforms because we are unknown, unsearchable.
Yeah, no one knows us over there.
On Google Podcasts right now, we are still unsearchable.
Mm-hmm.
So the only way to get searchable is to get views and to get listens and retention time. So we didn't want to be a YouTube channel. We want to be a podcast, and we want this to be around for years. So when we first decided to do the clips for a couple of weeks, it was mostly because we wanted to drive traffic to those podcast sites. But you guys have asked, and at the end of the day, we are here for you. So we are going to release full episodes every Monday. A full episode will come out 1 week behind. So we ask you to please listen, and we'll talk about things that you might want to see. Like today, I didn't talk about my beer. I just showed it. So things like that. But yes, the full episodes will be coming up every single week. Did he see a Bud Light? Did he see a Busch Light apples? Josh,
I'm drinking them.
Oh, so you're drinking it? Josh, we talked about that today. I don't even know. I can't even get that anywhere.
What do you say? I don't see it anywhere.
Where'd you guys get that big ass Busch Light apples?
I don't see that in the chat.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
It's right there, bro.
Huh. I don't know.
Yo, if you find one of those, please send them along, please. Or JJ, can you bring one of those when you come to New York? You bring me a Busch Light apples. I'll send you home with a case of beer.
I love it. All right.
Thank you, Ryan. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your evenings. Are we going to keep this up? I don't think we said anything that we should keep this down.
No, yeah, we can keep it up. I mean, there's no hurt in not keeping it up. So.
I mean, we've had live streams before where we had to take it down. I'm saying, like,
this is such a new channel, man. We can do whatever the hell we want. No one knows who we are. Let's be honest.
And everybody that knows who we are loves you.
And loves you.
That JJ Buckner, he's great.
But Brad,
loved. Yeah, I'll take the. I'll be the fall guy. No. Somebody, I'll see this. Blaine just goes, y'all love craft beer. Blaine, you got a long way to go, buddy. With us, we are craft beer to the max. Now that's going to be our next podcast.
Dude, we should have just like a beer dedicated episode. I think people would like it just to switch it up. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, it's cold when you come to New York, and I have.
That's true. We will have
my brewery owning business partner on the podcast.
That's what we should do, man. Like, could we? It probably wouldn't be cool to do it in the brewery, but we should just like drink. Maybe like not a crap ton of beers,
My biggest
I
fear
don't
when
know.
you come here is that we're not going to be able to pace ourselves.
Yeah, I know, me too,
Like
man.
I hope our wives aren't listening, but that's that's my biggest fear. Like, and even the airport that you'll fly into, the train literally drops us off a tenth of a mile from my house.
Oh
So
boy.
when I pick you up from the airport, quote unquote, I'm gonna have a backpack full of beer. Like we're gonna have to pace ourselves. But I've done podcasts in the brewery before. Audio's terrible. Everything's stainless
Okay.
steel.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
so for the purposes of proper audio and
Yeah.
acoustics, we'll probably do it in my basement. Or my buddy Chris is bang bang. He's a good dude.
No, that'd be awesome, dude. I'm excited for that. That'll be cool.
Hardy P's here. Frito's here.
Hardy, what's up, buddy? All right,
Uh,
I'm gonna get
you
off
make
here,
your own
bud.
beer, Sophia. Sophia, are you
Oh
getting out of here?
wow. Yeah, yeah. I need to go get downstairs.
For the record, JD's going to bed.
Maybe.
Are you going to end the live and then me and you are going to chat? How's this going to work?
Oh yeah, we'll chat for a quick second.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
gonna talk trash that we didn't hit the subscribers.
Basically, I'm gonna tell you
Please
that I
check
was
out
right.
please check out my YouTube channel tomorrow on my community tab because I'm going to be posting one of JJ Buckner's videos on my community tab because we did not hit 379
Yes, sir.
subscribers. Hey, we didn't bet money though.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't bet money. We had a
should
good
have,
old fashioned bet.
We should have.
Signing off.
All right. See you guys. Thanks so much for joining in. We'll do this again maybe next week. Maybe we'll just make it after the podcast episode. We'll just hop on a live stream maybe. I don't know.
I'm not a fun forcer.
No, not at all. No, I'm really looking forward to coming up to New York, to Long Island, and
No, it's long, like mowing your lawn.
Long Island.
Long Island.
Long Island.
Long Island.
I'm from New York.